Good evening, gentlemen. It's Saturday evening. It's Steady Eddie Live. It's the 8th of October. It's 10 p.m. And it's great to be here. First question. The intro that I've just played, could you actually see it? I could just hear it, but it was a black screen. Could you actually see that intro? Because I couldn't see it. Okay, let's see. What have we got here? Okay, I'll just say hello to a few people. Lee James, Steady Eddie, good evening. Ichigo, Harold Betterson, Mr. Yeah, okay. Lee James, okay. Got the same ones here. David Barnett, yes. Tony Edwards, Nick Wiltshire. Sounds like Midnight Caller music. Yeah, but could you actually see the video? Because I couldn't. Hey, Eddie, super nice. Matthew Cartwright, Rant and Rave 30. Nice to hear from you. Jeff Newman, Lee James, Sean Harris, Chris Parker. Yeah, we have to pronounce this name here. Yummy, lovely stuff. I think that's how you pronounce that one. Rumple B, hey, can you share the funny stories today about when you used to date British ladies? Okay, 5-5. John Coyle, good evening. Jet Hopper, let's see. Barry from EastEnders, good evening. Good afternoon from Hollywood. Great fun out here, but the gentlemen in the chat are right. Big problem with the homeless here, and the government seems to have forgotten about them. Take care all. Oh, that's dreadful. In Hollywood, homeless people in Hollywood. So the answer there, Tony Edwards, yes. Roy Jones, yes. Rant and Rave, 30, yes. Could see the answer. Okay, it's strange because I couldn't see it, and I couldn't last time either. I can hear the music loud and clear, but for some reason I can't actually see the intro. So it's a bit balmy, really. Chaz Brown, hi, I'd love the Jeff Ray PI video, one of your best poetry videos ever. True, A+ production. I'm sure you'd be headhunted by Hollywood, or should I say headhunted? Oh yeah, absolutely. I could be the next Humphrey Bogart. Or yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Glenn Wyndham, hey Eddie. Has little Eddie lost any weight, or is he still? Oh, little Eddie's still alive and kicking. It's big Eddie that's lost a little bit. I've been doing my daily, time on the exercise bike and the speed walk and all of that. But it's the belly that's so bloody stubborn. I'm feeling more agile. I'm feeling like I've lost weight, but it's just the belly that's just stubborn. Just won't go. Philip Mulville, nice to hear from you, mate. Robert Jones didn't have a good day. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, well, get better soon, mate. Anyway, get better soon. Dan Mitchell, nice to hear from you. Bottle Baby. Barry KFC. Jeff Rake, very good. Well done. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed that. That was actually a poem that I wrote about 5 or 6 years ago. And I did actually, on the other channel, I actually uploaded one of the first ever videos, but it was a very, very poor quality, and I had no subscribers then, so nobody ever seen it. So I deleted that video, but it's always been there. I always thought I'll find the time. So I'm glad. Thanks to everyone for the nice comments about it. Anyway, Cat and Good Coffee. I am Tilt is here. Alan Rowland. Alan Rowland, hi, I hope you're well, mate. Okay, fine, nice to meet you too, mate. Yogi Bear, good evening. Did you see the story about the chess player cheating with remote control? No, I don't know that. I don't know that one. Paul Hoskin, nice to hear from you. Seamus Doherty, hi Eddie, I just finished Peaky Blinders. Have you seen? Do you know, so when I first got Netflix about 5 years ago, that was one of the first programs I watched. I didn't watch it when it was on the BBC, but I watched the first series on Netflix, and it's really well acted and it's really quite stylish and everything. But I never actually watched the rest of it, the following series, because I tend to find the setting to be a little bit depressing. Really, it's a little bit depressing. It's a good program, but I thought it was a little bit depressing. Shaggy Rogers, nice to hear from you. Alan Hunter, nice to hear from you, mate. Ten Travelaki, Shaggy Rogers, when you off to Thailand, Ed? I'll be there about 5 weeks or so, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I'll be thrilled a bit if I can lose a bit more weight. I don't know what I weigh now, but I do want to get into shape before I get out there. I really, really do. That will be the icing on the cake for me. And I'll weigh myself. I haven't weighed. The last time I weighed myself was early May when I was in Bangkok. Before I left Thailand. And if I'm going back there in November, that will be 6 months. So it'll be interesting to see how much weight I've lost. Then I touched the scales at a disgusting 16 stone 8. 16 stone 8. So if I can, I'm not going to predict how much weight I'm going to lose, but we'll see what happens anyway. Legan, hi Eddie, I saw it. Not a poetic guy, but I like your Jeff Rake vid. You must have liked the old Sam Spade and Philip Marlowe movies. The hat was nice. You needed trench coat. Okay, well, I'm glad you thought about that. As for the name Jeff Rake, where did I get that idea? Well, I thought, what's a good name for the private eye? You mentioned Sam Spade. Sam Spade, Jeff Rake. Get it? Garden, garden tools. Sean Harris, did you ever watch The Flashing Blade or Robinson Crusoe on Saturday morning TV? I think I did. I can't remember the first one much, but Robinson Crusoe, I mean, I did watch that. It had that wonderful, wonderful theme tune, didn't it? Apparently that theme tune only lasted about 14 seconds, but it was one of those beautiful, haunting theme tunes ever. Whenever I'm on a desert island and I feel like Robinson Crusoe, I always find myself humming, da, 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 da. Oh, beautiful, wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. Okay. See, this is a new one. Seaside Mark Lovechild. Eddie, when you're back in Liverpool, my nan said, give us a wank. We only got a tenner in the gas. Really, poor you anyway. Poor you. Get yourself a bloody overcoat and wear that instead. Liam Doherty, he's looking good, mate. Actually, I haven't had to shave yet because I'm going to get a shave tomorrow, yeah? And I'm also going to get the cutters out. It's time for a good old, the next time you see me on Monday evening, I look like Yul Brenner. I'm going to get the cutters out and give myself a good shave, head shave and all that. Robert Jones, carry on like this. It won't be long before Big Eddie gets to see a little Eddie. I know what you mean. Oh, yeah. Ed Sweeney, 20 stone white back in England. Evening, Ed. What are you drinking tonight? Coors Light or Lamb's Navy rum? How long until you disappear to Thailand? Can you pull your pants down? Okay. We'll forget that last bit. Okay. I'm off to Thailand in November next month. But I'm drinking. It's not actually called Coors Light. It's just called Coors, really, and it's very, very tasty. It's nice beer. But Lamb's Navy rum. I'm glad you mentioned that because an hour or so ago I had an Asda delivery. Yeah, Saturday evening Asda delivery. And it's good job that I'm vigilant because they almost done it again. They brought me another bottle of Lamb's Navy rum. And as I picked it out of the tray, there it is. It had the seal on it again, the security tag. But I was vigilant this time. I mean, they're still not very vigilant in Asda, which is why Gaz 77 manages to steal so much bloody stuff from there. So he says anyway. But as soon as I picked it up, oh, there you go, this. And I showed it to the guy. Yeah, it happens quite often. So he nipped back out to the van and removed it. So as this getting better, only a couple of things, no cheap and nasty chocolate mousses. They sent me a couple of Erdo things. Oh, you like them? You have something sweet, after your dinner. David Merchant, nice to hear from you. Carl Symphony, the Siam Reap any good for a manga? I'm going there for Angkor Wat. And is it worth staying a couple of days? Siam Reap is a lovely town. I mean, when I first seen it, I'd heard all kinds of good reports about what a lovely town it was. And I was expecting to see an authentic Cambodian town. And what I seen instead was a sort of touristy place, purpose-built because of its proximity to Angkor Wat. I mean, Angkor Wat is worth. I've been to Angkor Wat 3 times. It's well worth a look. But as for Siam Reap, I mean, every town has got a word that describes it, a perfect word. And the word that I would use for Siam Reap is pleasant. Siam Reap is a very pleasant town, totally different than somewhere like Phnom Penh. Siam Reap it's a nice town to walk around. You've got Pub Street, which has got all the bars and everything. The nightlife is really, really lively there. Very pleasant place to walk around. Really, really is. As for the first bit, any good for a manga? Well, it used to be when I first arrived there. I stayed in the hotel. It was on a Saturday evening when I arrived there years ago, and the hotel manager showed me to my room. He said, "This is your room." And I said, "Well, it looks nice anyway." He said, "And by the way, if you want to bring a girl back, it's no problem. In fact, you can bring one back for me as well." I thought, that's why I love Cambodia. It was so easy going, so relaxed and easy going. But with regards to that, it's not as good as it was. I think the authorities have probably clamped down an awful lot of that in Siam Reap, simply because it is close to the sacred religious site. So I think they've clamped down a lot of that. Don't forget, there were some people some reckless British people who were arrested there a few years ago for, naughty poses, I think, and all that kind of stuff. And they were put in prison for a brief while. But there's still ladies around. You can still meet ladies. It's just not as much as it was. I mean, I wouldn't go to Siam Reap purely for that reason, to meet women. I mean, Phnom Penh's the better one for that. Let's see, pinball. Even there, maybe Jeff Rake's next adventure could be in the spaghetti western genre. A Private Eye in a spaghetti western movie. Seems a bit strange, doesn't it? To clash of two genres there, but thanks for the suggestion. There we go. Let me just pour this out here. Oh, geez, there we go. Oh, nice stuff. Nice stuff. Okay, this is nice. It doesn't say Coors Light on it. It just says Coors, but it's a 33L bottle. A 33CL bottle is less than 120 calories, so that isn't too bad. That's nice. That's a nice beer. I can do with that. Okay. So what have we got here? How are you, Ed? Excuse me. See, Liverpool got to host the Eurovision Song Contest. Well, I bet Glasgow are thrilled about that. Did I seriously want the Eurovision Song Contest? Jesus, Liverpool, the city that gave the world the Beatles, the most legendary rock band of all time. Still to this day, the biggest selling recording artist of a band of all time. The Beatles, they gave the world the Beatles, and now they're hosting a bloody Eurovision Song Contest. Jesus Christ Almighty! Even as far back as the 1980s, there were so many great bands coming out of Liverpool. Echo and the Bunnymen, and a few other ones came from Liverpool. The Eurovision Song Contest in Liverpool, this city in Britain that has got probably the greatest popular music culture of them all, and they're hosting the bloody Eurovision Song Contest. Is that a joke or something? I don't know, Liverpool. I haven't been there for many years. But I wonder what John Lennon would have thought of the Eurovision Song Contest. Do you think he'd have approved of that? I don't think so. Eurovision. I mean, the city that gave the world "Let It Be," or "Hey Jude" is now going to give the world "Save Your Kisses for Me, Save All Your Kisses." I mean, Jesus Christ Almighty, man! The bloody Eurovision contest. John Lennon would turn in his grave. Paul McCartney would turn in his grave, and he isn't even dead yet. Oh well, I must admit, I do like. I mean. If I'm with friends, I mean, I can actually enjoy the Eurovision Song Contest. Nice and pleasant. Nice and but when you start to have bearded women, a man with a beard who was dressed up as a woman, a bearded woman won the Eurovision Song Contest a few years back. Is that a bloody joke? Is it all a joke? To Liverpool says he wants the Eurovision Song Contest. Well, they've got it, and I'm sure someone's going to be happy about it. Let me see. Ivan, Eddie, try L-carnitine. Will help you with that belly toning. It's saving effect with the cardio and can get it. L-carnitine will help you with that belly tone and saving effect with cardio. You can get on Amazon. Okay, thanks for that. Funnily enough, I researched the other day what exercise, because I hate sit-ups. I bloody hate. I can't bring myself to start doing sit-ups or twists and whatever. I mean, but I researched on the internet the other day what are good exercises for the belly, just to have a look. And apparently the exercise they recommended, the ones that I'm already doing, cycling and speed walking. Well, I'm not cycling, I'm on the exercise bike. But the rest of my body, I mean, my legs are fairly thick legs. They seem a lot more leaner and agile. I've definitely lost weight. It's just a belly. Paul Hoskin, when I cut my nails, why does it smell? Oh, vulgar, bloody vulgar. Daniel Mills, new Scooby-Doo film Thelma is lesbian, and then you get oh God Almighty, that's. Oh man, you cannot be serious, man. You're not being serious. As long as you don't have a bloody. Is Batman going to go next? Is Batman going to swing both ways? Oh Jesus Christ! Funnily enough, I mean, with my DVD player, which I bought the other week for a whopping exorbitant price of £27 from Amazon, I've dug out a lot of the old DVDs that I had that were knocking around, and I watched. In the last week or so, I've watched a couple of the really, really good Batman movies. One of them is Batman, I think Christopher Nolan trio. One of them is Batman Begins, and the other is The Dark Knight. And both of those movies are really, 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 really good. I mean, really, really good stuff. Really enjoyed them. Let's see, where are we now? Brian Street. Evening all, just popping in before bedtime. Cheers. Okay, nice to hear from you, Brian, anyway. Brian's recently been in Bangkok, and he's had a great time there, so he's probably still recovering from his holiday. Cheers, Brian, anyway. Cheers. McLaren, Clive, good evening, Ed. I'm like a zombie this weekend. Formula One qualified and race 7 a.m. this morning and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Well, good for you, mate. You've got your interest. Good for you. Gary Hughes, good evening. Our next poet laureate. Okay, thank you. Thanks for that. And thank you, everyone who posted nice comments. I got a lot of really, really good comments on that. It's not really YouTube. It's not the kind of thing that really goes down well on YouTube. But I thought, it's something different. I mean, don't forget, I haven't been traveling for a while, but I'm still managing to get videos and live streams out. I'm still managing to keep my channel ticking over, and so it still manages to keep the channels ticking over. I did post a video the other week about what the YouTubers do when they are not what the travel vloggers do when they're not traveling, and a lot of them just just don't do anything. But I managed. If you can keep going when you're not traveling, then that's pretty good. So I'm kind of pleased with my results anyway. Robert Jones, flying to Thailand 6 weeks tomorrow for 2 months. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Sounds great. 6 weeks tomorrow. So you're in the middle of November. Good for you. Good for you. Thailand found, Eddie, the best exercise bikes are found in Thailand. Are found in Thailand. Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm with you. Dave Cook. Other people don't care. Whatever. Okay, cheers. we'll see you, Dave Cook. But I think it was the first comment on that video. That video put up yesterday. That private investigator video. I think you the one who, the very. I think it was the very first comment. YTF is this? Well, others liked it. Capo 17. Good evening. Shaggy Rogers, as they're trying to pull a fast one. No, I don't think they're trying to pull a fast one. I just think that they got some dozy bastards working for them. I really think they got some dozy bastards working for them. I mean, that is the second time, but I was vigilant this time, and apparently it happens quite often. About the security. Andrew Johnson, great to hear from you, mate. Now you must be about 4:20 in Thailand right now. Hello, Eddie. Hope you're well, mate. When are you in Pattaya? I'd like to meet you and go for a drink. Andrew, I'd love it. Andrew has been watching this channel for a long time. He's on a different time zone these days, but he's having great retirement out in Thailand in Pattaya, John TM. And it's great to meet up here again, Andy. I hope all's well, mate. Anyway, nice to hear from you. Robert Jones, Siam Reap, excellent place. Okay. 90 minutes on the exercise bike. How long have you done today, Ed? Nice brisk walk. I did the best part of 2 hours on the bike. Not strenuous because I don't want to kill myself. But the best part of 2 hours on a bike today, and then about almost an hour. So the best part of 3 hours between the exercise bike and the speed walk. So best part of 3 hours anyway. Bottle Baby, Siam Reap was like a small well kept when I was there, except it had no nightlife. Well, that must be a long time because I've been going there for years and it's always had some really, really good nightlife. Chillax, I'm moving out to Pattaya in November from the UK. Be good to catch up for a beer if you're in Pattaya, mate. Okay, cheers. Thanks for that. Good for you. Good. Well, I'll be in Pattaya in November, so keep in touch, mate. Keep in touch. Yeah, Yogi Bear, I've seen that's vlogging it on my list. I think he's talking about the red piano in Siam Reap. Great little. I mean, the thing about Siam Reap around pubs, I used the word pleasant to describe Siam Reap, but it's a place that always looks bright and sunny. Even when it's raining, it still manages to look sunny there, and it's very, very colourful, very, very pleasant place. Pinball. What I meant to say was that you could adapt it to another genre with a little poetic license. Yeah, I've a private detective. Maybe go back in time, and in the Western environment. Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be Clinton, something like that. They did that in Coogan's Bluff. They brought an Arizona cowboy into New York, didn't they? So it's been done. Nick Ross, no one wants the Eurovision Song Contest. Should be scrapped. Well, do you know something? The Eurovision Song Contest is it's a bit like Margaret Thatcher in a way. Nobody admits to it. I mean, hardly ever meet anyone who admits to voting for Margaret Thatcher, but she won 3 landslide elections, and yet you don't meet people who admit to having voted of it. Even people who are old enough. And the Eurovision Song Contest gets millions and probably hundreds of millions of views throughout millions and millions and millions of views, mega ratings that the Eurovision Song Contest gets, and yet you never meet anyone who watched it. They did watch it, they just don't want to admit to it. It's like a kind of a guilty pleasure. That's what it is. Paul Hoskin, Ken Dobbs from Liverpool, who had a #1 song. Yeah, but apparently he has he did have some hit records. Apparently, he has I don't know. He has some kind of a record that his song was in the charts for, for a solo artist or something like that. I can't remember what song it was. McLaren, Matthew, been drinking San Miguel and vodka and coke all weekend. 6 a.m. tomorrow was going to be a killer. Okay, cheers. Carl Timothy, Liverpool famous for Sonia, and the 2 sisters were rather Jack than Fleetwood Mac. It was the 2 sisters. I don't remember the 2. I do remember Sonia. Didn't she have like that? She had that. So one of those poppy, crappy hit records. She was from Liverpool. She's a strange looking girl as well, didn't she? It was a very, very strange look about it. Capo 17, Edgy can make private investigator Weston, the Pinkerton Detective Agency. The Pinkerton Detective Agency was active when the West was wild. Really? Okay, thanks for that info. Shaggy Rogers, Edgy should be the UK's next entry into Eurovision. I think you'll win. Well, I mean, I'll probably do better than most of the British bloody people, aren't they? I mean, they get sod all these days. Eastern man, nice to hear from you, mate. Siam Reap means defeat to Siam. So is it Thai friendly? Well, I don't recall ever having met any Thais in Siam Reap. I would imagine so. I mean, all that's in the past. I mean, in Britain we welcome Germans, don't we? Yeah, we once had an argy-bargy with the Germans, but we still we still welcome to this country. Nah, all that's in the past. Why oh why fools? This is becoming a regular feature. Eddie, what have you had for your tea tonight? Well, after my 3 hours of exercise, I had a shower and I had fish fingers. You had to clear my cupboard out me for it because Asda was coming later for the delivery. And for what it's worth, with this delivery, I actually spent more on food than I did on booze this time. So I'm getting better anyway. Or maybe I've already got enough surplus booze anyway. So what was the question again? Well, I had fish fingers, which were very nice, bird's eye fish fingers, a lovely McCain jacket potato. They really, really are nice. And cheese on top. And I can't remember. I think that was about it. That was actually very, very nice. Mark Holland, good evening, Mark. Hope all's well, mate. Nice to hear you. Good evening. Okay, cheers. Hope all's well in Minnesota. Nice to have you there, mate. Let's see. We see. Sean has, have you been to see Ratchet between Bangkok and Pattaya? Case for the Japanese businessman. There's stupid karaoke bars and the hottest girls I've seen in Thailand, but it is very expensive. No, I don't really think of being anywhere between Bangkok and Pattaya because nowadays nowadays the road journey is so short with the new airport. I say new, it was about 15 years ago that it was built, but now you can get between those two places in 1.5 hours. So now, and by the way, you spelled Bangkok wrong. Carl Symphony, Wasn't Frankie Vaughan from Liverpool? He might have been. I kind of missed Frankie. I know exactly who he was. Frankie Vaughan. We was in entertainment. Was he a singer or a showman or what was he exactly? I don't know. I kind of missed him. I like the music you used in the Jeff Rake vid and always liked instrumentals. Just saw a great documentary on Amazon called The Music of 007. Oh, I've actually seen that. Well, I haven't seen it, but I do know the one you mean. I've seen it advertised anyway, so good for you. There was some great. The Bond music was one. I mean, the Bond music soundtrack used. Let's get his comment up again. Let's get his comment. The music of 007, the composer John Barry, along with Ennio Morricone. Morricone never done James Bond, but John Barry was one of the greatest film composers. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And they had some great songs. Goldfinger, marvelous. So Shirley Bassey, of course. Wonderful stuff. And it also had Paul McCartney and Wings. Best songs. Funny enough, I was watching Live and Let Die quite recently, and the theme tune to that, the McCartney and Wings, Live and Let Die, is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful song. It's a terrific song. I'm kind of wondering how the hell did he lose it after that? He just lost the ability to write bloody songs after decent songs. He ended up doing nursery rhymes, didn't he, after that? Pity. Okay, let me see. Paul Scott, I heard Spider-Man was a bit of a swinger, or maybe that's what it is anyway. Ed Ventures around the world, 10 p.m. Saturday night as the delivery, while others are partying in the windmill, crying, okay. Okay, I think I'd rather be in the windmill personally. But yeah, the as the delivery, actually it was from between 8:30 and 9:30. It came about 9 o'clock. But I think that's not actually the latest delivery. I think they actually go on beyond that, actually. Well, so. Neil Fleet, evening, Ed. I'm all booked for the Gambia beginning of January. Looking forward to that. Neil Fleet loves Gambia. Actually, I've still never been there. I've never been to Gambia. Well, Neil Fleet loves him. I might message Neil Fleet and ask him for his expert advice one of these days. What is the script with it? I've never been to Gambia. Maybe, he's going there beginning of January. Good for you, mate. Must be good. He's been there enough times. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. And while you're there in Gambia, Neil, can you please say hello to this lady? Please say hello to her. Give her my love anyway. No hard feelings. She's got herself a nice fella there. Good for her anyway. Say hello to her for me, Neil, will you? Please. There you go. Okay. Why feel? They're starting a new competition, the Eurovision Mongering Contest. Okay. Glenn Wyndham, Eddie, didn't you mention that Brokeback Mountain was one of your favourite movies of all times? No, I didn't mention that. In fact, I've never actually seen it. I've never actually seen that. I'm not against it. Nothing against it. I mean, funny. Not against it, but I've never actually seen it personally. So no, you're wrong there. I did see a Harry Enfield skit on Brokeback Mountain once. I think he used Laurel and Hardy, didn't he? And I think that was a little bit. I thought that was actually a little bit tasteless. He actually used Laurel and Hardy for a scene from Brokeback Mountain, and and I thought it was a little bit tasteless, and I think that scene. I thought this when I was watching the summit when it was transmitted on the BBC a few years ago. I thought that scene will cause a lot of offence to Laurel and Hardy fans because Laurel and Hardy was sacred. They didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I thought I like Harry Enfield, but to make a sketch like that about Laurel and Hardy, and I thought that was a bit tasteless of him, really. Go and check that one out if you know what I mean. Why fools, Eddie, you need to shave, mate. I'll get one tomorrow. I'm gonna get the I know it only takes about 20 minutes overall to get the haircutters out and well, it takes about 20 minutes, but I never get around to doing it. So tomorrow, the next time you see me on Monday evening, I'll be nice and clean and shaved, and I'll have the Kojak look. Capo, maybe a channel philosophy from a Scouser. Okay, yeah, whatever. I thought that's what we do. Cats and Good Coffee. Steady Eddie Live. We want to see a video drama about Eddie Blade Runner telling us how he retired Asian replicant chicks in Bangkok. Oh, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Give me ideas there. Ed Fence on well, Siam Reap Airport is truly incredible. If anyone hasn't been there, it's completely open side, no walls, and looks like an enormous hotel lobby. I flew into Siam Reap Airport once, and it was lovely. It was very, very nice. Well, it is nice. It's not like big and spectacular, but it's a very nice, pleasant airport. Very, very nice. Funny enough, I think about 8 years or something like that. I flew into that airport, and I got a taxi, an airport taxi from Siam Reap Airport to Siam Reap Town, to the hotel where I was staying. Yeah, and which is not a long journey, but it's significant. But it's an airport taxi, and I was still, because Cambodia is so cheap, the official airport taxi, nice car, nice air conditioned car, was $7 US. So for an airport taxi from, it's probably about I think 20-minute journey or something like that, for $7 US for an airport taxi into town. I mean, that's brilliant value, brilliant value. So I got the taxi, and I put my suitcase in the back of the taxi and sat next to the driver for my official airport $7 bargain taxi. Right, and as the taxi was pulling away, a couple of other travellers appeared at the windscreen. Now, I'm going to be careful to say this, but they were of a certain ethnic minority, yes. And they came to the windscreen, and I was so thrilled having to pay just $7 for my airport taxi. And these two guys of a certain ethnicity said, we share your taxi. You're going to say, we share your taxi. We share your taxi. I said, mate, I've had this taxi. It's only $7. No, we share. We share with you. We share your taxi. Geez, I thought, God almighty, mate, don't live up to the stereotype, will you? You tight bastards. $7 for an official airport taxi into town, and these tight bastards didn't want to pay it. Can you guess which culture I'm talking about? Okay, well, whatever. Well, whatever. Maybe you can. Let's see. Who's this? Paul Laskin. Question: where did the government put all the migrants? They can't all be in hotels. They can. They just make room for them in more hotels. A lot of them are going to places like Scotland and other places now, aren't they? I don't know. Why did the government put all the migrants? They can't all be in hotels. They are in it. They do put them all in hotels. And I hope, for the migrants' sake, that those hotels meet their standards. I mean, I hope they get nice breakfast and nice meals in those hotels. And of course, we're paying for all of this, those taxpayers. And best of best. And I hope they got a decent selection on their TV in there. And I hope they give them plenty. I hope they give them plenty of pocket money so that they go and have a bloody night out as well at the taxpayers' expense. Yeah, good luck to them, man. Good luck to them. Why migrants on cruise ships as well? Well, I hope they're on the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary 2 or whatever. I wish them a bit of luxury. Okay. Nick Ross, no one wants Mrs. Thatcher. She won 3 elections. Sean Harris, Ed, have you seen Motherless Brooklyn? Ed Norton plays a PI with Tourette. It is well worth a watch. No, I've never actually come across that one. I shouldn't laugh at that Tourette syndrome. That's very, very serious issue. But I know a few people who, I think suffer from that. But no, I shouldn't laugh at that. And I'm not going to laugh because that is a serious condition now. Why feels? I've seen the Diddy man when on mushrooms in Copenhagen. Okay. Legan, how about making him Jeff Rake, great grandfather Simon Rake, bounty hunter? That'd be an idea. That would be an idea. That would be an idea. Give me ideas there. Gary Hughes, I voted for Maggie and quite enjoy Eurovision. The pool have got it because Ukraine won it last year. Allegedly. Were they any good? I think there was better songs than that. The last time I watched Eurovision was with some friends, a few years ago, and we enjoyed it. And it was good fun. It was good fun. I mean, I wouldn't lie about watching it. I liked it. 3 hours or whatever it goes on for. Good entertainment. Good old-fashioned singing and dancing and entertainment. But I just thought that at the end of the Eurovision, when a bearded woman, alleged woman with a beard, actually won the Eurovision Song Contest, I thought, is this a joke? Is this a bloody joke, this? I felt like ripped off. Cats and good coffee, I want to talk about that. Oh, yeah, Gaz is here. He's had Rumpy Pumpy. Hi, Eddie. That 81-year-old granny took me back to a hotel room. And when I got in the room, there was a fat old guy asleep with nothing gone in the bed. And it turned out it was an 86-year-old husband. Oh, what do you like? What do you like? What do you like? Paul Hoskin, fish fingers. Now we're talking more smut from Paul Hoskin. Oh, that was the Ken Dodd song, wasn't it? Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. Thank the Lord and I've been blessed with. Oh, that's Dottie. Oh, yeah, that was his song. Bloody annoying. Chaz Brown, sod's law that the UK will win the Eurovision nonsense and then have the burden of staging it in the next year at enormous cost. Well, they're going to be staging. Well, Liverpool's going to be staging it next year, isn't it? On behalf of the Ukraine. I mean, that's oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, not against it. It just seems sad that that Liverpool. It's just a little bit sad. Liverpool, the country the city that gave the world the Beatles, is now hosting the Eurovision Song Contest. I mean, I think they've gone downhill a bit there. Daniel Kelly, Eddie, you should be living on fish and salad. Well, I try to. Funny enough, I did get some frozen fish from Asda on my delivery this evening. And I sometimes have tin stuff of salmon or whatever. But salad, I have veg. I like veg, peas and carrots. But salad, I can't get on with salad. Why fools? You'll have fishy fingers when you get to size 6. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, Gaz is getting more and more. Gaz is getting more and more. Let's see. Gaz is getting more and more vulgar there. Carl Timberley. Frankie Vaughan was a singer entertainer and made a movie with Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, he did. I mean, I was aware of a lot of other entertainers, singers and entertainers around that time. Tom Jones, Engelbert Humperdinck. But Frankie Vaughan, I didn't really hear too much. I know what he looks like, but I never. Whatever. Yeah, David Merchant. Frankie Vaughan also starred with Marilyn Monroe in a movie. Well, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Capo 17, McCartney and Lennon had to split over copyright. I just think they didn't really like each other in the long run, really. Sean Harris, Ed, what are your thoughts on gambling and casinos, etc.? What I don't think we'll put that on as a question. I mean, anyone out there? What do you what is everyone's thoughts on gambling and casinos? I don't gamble personally. Yeah, in the 1980s, I went through a little phase when I liked backing horses, and I ended up losing 20 quid on one horse. I mean, on one horse which they said couldn't lose, it did lose, and I lost 20 quid. It was a lot of money back in the 1980s. More money than afford to lose, and that cured me. I never gambled since. I've never ever gambled since. I've never been in the casino. I've never had a membership of the casino. I mean, I know an awful, casinos are probably great fun. They probably are great fun, but it's not for me. Definitely not for me. Definitely not for me. I mean, sometimes I think some people may gamble in casinos simply because they lack a hobby of other sorts, or they think they've got a system, a fail-safe system. I mean, I don't think you can. I mean, it's not for me. Definitely not for me. That's probably how I can afford to go on holidays. Yeah, Paul Hoskin. The human race has advanced more in the last 60 years than the last 4,000. Could the Roswell alien thing be true? Well, whatever. I'm not up to date on the Roswell alien thing, funnily enough. I've heard of it, but I can't remember the details. Yogi Bear, Ed Leonard Rossiter was from Liverpool. Yeah, very talented. I can't really do I can't really do a proper Leonard Rossiter. But he sadly died quite suddenly, didn't he? I mean, he became, famous, when he wasn't that, when he was well into middle age. But you felt he had a lot more to offer after Rising Damp and Reginald Perrin, and then he died quite suddenly, didn't he? Dutch Farang, the first restaurant I'm going to in Thailand is the one in Bangkok with the half-naked men. Each to their own, mate. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Pinball. Frankie Vaughan was an all-round entertainer, did a few movies, most famously with Marilyn Monroe in Let's Make Love. I think I did see that one. Kamasuki, Eddie prefers bareback moan. Okay. David Martin, Derek Nimmo was from Liverpool. Really? I mean, he sounded so positive, didn't he? Didn't he say, oh, golly gosh, he was one of those. He was a character, not to everyone's taste, but he was a bit annoying. But he was he was in a lot of comedy shows, wasn't he? In the 70s. Absolutely, yeah. Barry KFC. Do you prefer Rio de Janeiro or Bangkok? I'm trying to decide where to go at Christmas. Both of them are magnificent cities. Both of those are fantastic. I've been to Rio, been a couple of times. I wouldn't I wouldn't mind another visit to Rio. Bangkok is I mean, everything about Thailand. It's a much easier place to go to. Everything's sort of, I mean, Rio is you'd need to know where to go in Rio, really. But it is a fantastic. I prefer Bangkok because it's an easy. Everything about Thailand is easy. Arriving there is easy, and getting to the hotel and walking around at night time is easy. Whereas I couldn't really do that in Rio. Bottle baby, I can do a video of you cutting your hair. Jesus, I can't even hold the bloody cutters, let alone hold the camera as well. I don't know. I could think about that. Cold Symphony. Did you know that Paul McCartney was born in the same hospital, Liverpool? It was actually Walton Hospital, as Edward Sweeney. But I'm sure I've said that before, haven't I? You've heard me saying that before. I mean, me and Paul were born in the same hospital, Walton Hospital. There's only 20 years age and £1 billion difference between me and him. But yeah, born in the same hospital. Why Fools? Is Siam Reaper like Koh Samui? No, I think Siam Reap is much bigger. Siam Reap is it's more of an international airport. Let's see, Eastern man, Eddie, where was your first holiday? Colomendy in North Wales. I like North Wales. I went to Conway Castle, Llandudno, and a few other Rill, Rill, and we went to North Wales. I also like Blackpool as well. I love Blackpool when I was a kid. Blackpool, great place to visit, terrible place to live in. Wildcat 66. I think he's being a bit ironic here. Was Cilla Black from Liverpool? Scousers never make a big deal about where they come from. I think he's being a bit ironic there somehow. Cilla was good. I mean, made a lot of nice songs. Nothing against Cilla at all. Shaggy Rogers. The Hilton in my town's been closed for 2 years now. Full of migrants. Must be costing a pretty penny. They'll be staying at the bloody Ritz next. Gaz. Yeah, Gaz. If I was PM, I would make it law that everything is free for people whose name starts with J. Well, everything is free for you, but according to the amount of shoplifting that you do. What is this? Why feels happiness? Happiness was actually a song about Ken Dodd's pig. He was singing about his Todger. Well, I never. There are all kinds of songs. There are all kinds of songs in the 60s that you thought were kind of innocent, but nowadays they had highly dodgy lyrics. One of the most wonderful songs of the 60s. Brilliant. I always thought it was a Motown song, but apparently it was Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. Young girl, get out of my mind. Okay. Wonderful song. But if you actually Google that one, watch it on YouTube and watch the video, it's actually highly dodgy. And I think there was quite a few songs like that in those days. But that was the age when people weren't as smart then as they are now. Nick Ross, never gamble, you never win. You never lose either. Let me see. Daniel Kelly, can't beat a bet on the horses. Well, I'll tell you something. I mean, years ago, Red's Rum, that wonderful horse that won the Grand National 3 times. I seen his trainer, Ginger, I think it was his name, Ginger McCain, his trainer, interviewed once on the eve of the Grand National. And the interviewer said to him, he's an interesting guy. And the interviewer said to him, before the interview closed, one final question, Ginger. Which horse will you be backing in the Grand National? And his reply was, I never gamble on the horses. It's a mugs game. That was I think that came from Ginger McCain, that did. So that's good enough for me. Ben Ross, Ed, what's up in the UK? Is it true that Truss asked people to save energy by not using rays for 3 days? Joker, mate, looking good as awful. Well, I mean, it's what's a Truss and what's his name? I still can't pronounce his name. But I don't know. Has there ever been such a time of mediocrity in politics? Really? Does anyone seriously think that them two are going to, Laurel and Hardy, do you really think that them two are going to last very long? I can't see it. Yogi Bear, I like a game of blackjack, but I take only what I can afford to lose. It's also good for the self-employed to get rid of cash for work and pay it into your personal account. All right, good for you, mate. Anyway, good for you. Michael Janaeus, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Mister, I had hundreds of friends on Messenger. Hundreds of friends on Messenger. Okay. I think what we'll do a question, with regards to Facebook in a minute. There's a few little questions here. Also a question which you can, but we've got past nearly an hour. We waffled on up to now, and it's Saturday night. I mean, it's October. A lot of people are heading out to the travel. Some of them are already there at this moment in time. So what else is going on? I mean, October's a bit of a grim month, really, isn't it? Bit of a grim month. So there we go. Okay, there we go. October's a bit of a grim month, so we may as well tune in. There's 150 people in the chat. Can't be that bad. We'll talk about a few questions in a minute. Let's see. Bottle Baby, good boot to get to speed about how aliens used equipment was integrated in current technology. It was written by Philip James Corso, ex-army. Good airplane book. Okay, thanks for that. Category Coffee. All the Brazilian chicks I met were gold diggers. Well, I aren't all women like that. They're all like that, aren't they? Cats and Good Coffee. Steady Eddie Live, please make a video about a review of the TV show 90 Days Fiancé. They're very funny characters. An American dude with no neck with the Filipino chick. I haven't seen that program. What channel is that on? 90 Days Fiancé. I think you might have mentioned it before. I've never actually seen that one. I've never seen that one. Paul Hoskin, I would do anything for love, but I wouldn't do that. Are you talking to Gaz 77 with his 81-year-old granny there? Leeds, good evening, Eddie. I know I'm late. I just saw the lassos and left her to watch you all live. She isn't happy with me. Oh, well, I even interrupt people's sex life here. Absolutely. Daniel Kelly, only the rich going on holiday now. Well, I'm not bloody rich, far from it. But, I think I can manage my travels anyway. As long as I can have my travels, my life ain't too bad. Chris Parker, one of your favorite things to eat in Bangkok, talking about food. Well, favorite things to eat. Oh, what are the best meals that I've had? Oh, I do tend to have in Bangkok, and I don't stay there that long, but I do tend to go to those soy pho places, which are quite expensive. And is it Fitzpatrick's, where you get a nice roast dinner there? And some of those roast dinners are better. Fitzpatrick's on soy pho. Many of you will know that place. That's opposite Big Dogs and Hot Dogs and whatever they're called. Places like that. I like going to places like that, really. Having all English food. Jock Martins, looking for cheaper destination these days. Slowly but surely, Thailand is pricing themselves out of the market, mainly because of foreigners owning more bars and nightclubs. Oh, well, it's strange, isn't it? We're going to talk a bit more about that on the other channel. What we did this week, anyway, but the old bar girl system of, a guy going into a bar. I mean, nowadays, the days of, going to Thailand and I'm going into a bar and having a cheap bit of rumpy pumpy. It's not cheap anymore. It's bloody expensive. And, there's got to be, I think apps are going to take over, to be honest with you. Okay, let's see. Who's there? Danish bacon. Eddie loves burgers. No, but too high in calories. I actually was looking at food the other day. I was researching on the internet and looking at foods to be avoided like the plague, and obviously burgers is high on the list, very very high on the list. So yeah, no, I won't be eating too many burgers in the future. Craig, I'm in Potato in December. Buy some drinks for a drop on you. Okay, thanks for that, mate. Thank you for that. Joe Hart. Good evening, Eddie. Okay, nice to hear from you. Nice to hear from you. Paul Hoskin. Every year I pick a horse in the Grand National. We haven't won yet. I won once. I didn't won once. Can't remember what it was. I'll tell you what's coming up now. Going to do a few questions, but in the meantime, it's squeaky door time. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm in the mood for the Gordons. Just in a mood. Generous amount. Generous amount. Okay, where are we now? Where are we? Cheers, Gordons. It's bloody good. Good stuff there. Good stuff. Okay. Back to the chat. Daniel Kelly, be there in February, Eddie. Maybe see him in Passaiah if you're there. Okay. Quite likely I will be in February. Quite likely. Yeah, let's see. Shaggy Rogers. Squeaky Door is by far the best feature in any live stream. Okay, it's a minor celebrity. Okay, so what we'll do is just a little question. Oh, by the way, we've done this question the other day, but it's worth another little very very brief one, isn't it? Because it's dreadful. We done this one the other day, didn't we? Yeah, should almost a dangerous dog be locked up. Oh my God, there was a tragic event in America, as well as that woman who was killed in Liverpool last week. There was a couple of little tiny toddlers. I think one of them was a baby and a toddler who were killed. I think it was by a pit bull in somewhere in America. I've seen that on the news as well. Oh God, when will people realize that these pit bulls, these bloody pit bulls, man, these pit bulls, and you got to question why anyone would want something like that in the first place. Anyway, I don't want to dwell on that one too much. Let's just have a little look at the comments. Okay, so where are we now? Where are we? Okay, so this is about Facebook now. With regards to social media, I was very late catching on to social media, and I'm always years behind other people. Yeah. But the only two social media I use is YouTube and Facebook. I've been on YouTube about 5 years now. On Facebook, I sort of have a love-hate relationship with that. But I might have actually been on Facebook sporadically in 5 years, being on a few over 50s sites, and some of them are fun, but they, a lot of them are women orientated, over 50s women. And a lot of these women are very vulgar. I actually logged myself out of one Facebook group for over 50s because one of the admin, this fat woman, wouldn't stop making jokes about farting. And I thought, I can't be bloody doing this. This is vulgar. I don't like this. And and another one I got thrown up because I was rude to somebody, But about Facebook, it's useful. It is useful, and I am on Facebook. But let me just type this out. Let's type this out. But that's probably the wrong way of phrasing this. Okay, no, it's not okay. It's not the most intelligent phrase in this question. Okay, but the reason I'm asking this one is because I noticed I've actually had I've just touched 1,000 Facebook friends requests. I mean, I've accepted some requests. I've got about 100 friends on Facebook, and some of them like get in touch, and some of them never ever get in touch. But I've just reached 1,000 Facebook friends requests. Okay, and I've ignored these people, and I just thought it occurred to me, man, should I just accept all the friends? Just go to them all. Just press accept all those 1,000. And I don't know why anyone wants to be friends with me on Facebook anyway. An ugly bastard like me. But should I just go to them all and just because I don't really care too much about Facebook. I care about YouTube, but about Facebook, I mean, it's not really my thing. But should I just press the accept friends request from all thousands of them? What do you think would happen? So this is the question anyway. Not the most intelligent phrase question, but anyway. There you go. By how much can you trust Facebook friends? By how much? Implicitly? Okay, whatever. Two for the tip. Okay. Esan, man. If apps take over and punters aren't buying LDs and bars, then bars and the go-go's close, and then what? Oh yeah, yes. You've got a good valid point there. Right? Esan man lives in Isan in Thailand, and he gave me the idea for that video I posted last week, so he knows his stuff. McLaren F1 race. Ed put some hilarious posts. Okay, thanks for that. Anyway, Clive, nice to hear from you. Daniel Kelly, besides dead at the moment, these bars and clubs will have to start putting the prices down. Yeah. Well, it probably would be, but it'd be interesting to see by how much the current economic crisis is going to affect traveling this year. I don't know. Seems to be no shortage of fellas going out to Thailand. Okay, Wildcat said, I'm only on YouTube. Facebook is shite. And people can say to me on Facebook when I say I want to do dirty things to them. Well, why would you say that anyway? When I say, why would you say that anyway? AT, bonfire night, loved as a kid, hated as an adult, fireworks, always going off where I live until Christmas. Independent Puppy so many ugly men seem disgruntled. Well, he would be. I mean, if I was ugly, I'd be disgruntled. You know, funny enough, that video I put out last week. You know, when I questioned whether the current crop of Thai ladies are good looking. So somebody posted a comment the other day saying, "Let's face it, Ed, you know Brad Pitt." And I couldn't help replying, well, I got told I look more like Donny Osmond. Okay. McLaren F1 race, I do, Ed. I'm getting 50 requests a day. But if let's say there's 1,000 friends requests there. If I just press accept, is the law of averages, because a lot of you guys probably understand Facebook more than I do. Is the law of averages that I'm going to get some nutters there, or there's some sinister people amongst those friends you get? By how much can you trust Facebook? The reason I haven't pressed friends requests is because they might be all right people, or they may be bloody nut jobs. You never know. Barry KFC, can't trust anyone. Yeah, very, very true. Very true. Jock Martin, social media is toxic. Not for me. Not for me. Leeds, I don't trust Facebook. Did I tell you that Katie Gardner, who the Texan girl with the big knockers, who was crying poverty. She needed some money to help with to cheer her up at a computer game and all this kind of stuff. And I suspect it was actually African. Well, their profile is gone now off Facebook. But I am getting requests from some Nigerian fella who I seem to recall was one of the friends that he had when last profile pic was there. Independent puppy, I only trust myself. Good for you, mate. That's the way to be. Paul Hoskin, Ed, you are not ugly. You look like a George Clooney compared to me. Oh, I'm sure you're a nice guy. I'm sure you got a beautiful heart, Paul. Brian Street, never unless you know them. Never unless you know them. Yeah, but I've come across a few people I do feel I slightly know, who I do slightly know, and I've actually unfriended them basically. So you can't even trust them when you know them. Sandra Taylor, Eddie, I only have about 30 friends on Facebook. I would never add anyone I don't know. The thing is, I mean, if you add people, don't forget you don't have to meet these people. They probably request that you do, but you don't have to meet these people. But if you press the friends request, what can they actually do to really, really harm you? I mean, if they remain friends requests, because as soon as they step out of line online, you can always delete them, can't you? I mean, but one thing I would never do personally is accept a friend's request from someone that I don't know, and then they said, Ed, I'm in your vicinity, give us your address and I'll pop around and have a beer. Never. I would never trust anyone real. I'm certainly online. You don't know who the hell. And I get friends requests from people who won't even show their face. I mean, their profile pic is of a blank, a blank image or of a cat or a dog. They won't even show their face. You know what I mean? But if you do add people that you don't know, and you don't know a lot of these people, what harm can they do to you, really? Unless you allow them to. Joe Hart, only friends I already know. That's good. Matthew Cartwright, I use Facebook for friends and Instagram for Is Instagram any good? Is that any? I've never used it. I am Tilt. Never Facebooked. Never will. Deep state spine. What was I going to say? Never Facebook. It's not that bad. It does have its uses. Because you can you can be on Messenger. You can get in touch with people quite easily. I mean, I shied away from it a long time, but now I have about 100 so-called friends on Facebook, and I can question. But one thing about Facebook is when people make friends. I was on an over 50s group. For men and women, over 50s banter, fun and banter, all this kind of crap. Okay, and well, what I think is kind of odd about this. I mean, there was one woman. She seemed like a really nice woman as well. Sent me a friend's request, and she was on the same group that I was on. So I was familiar with her name. She was familiar with me. She sent me a friend's request. This woman seemed like a nice woman, so I accepted her friend's request. And then she never actually, got in touch or anything like that. So I actually sent her a message one day. Been friends with her for a couple of months, Facebook friends. I sent her a message to say, "How are you? How are you, Marie? Are you keeping okay?" And she sent me a message back to, say, "I'm okay." Like as if it was, and I got the blast of it. What are you sending me a message for? That's a bit suspicious. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? You're the one who sent me a bloody Facebook. You know what I mean? It's a bit balmy, really, isn't it? There's other people who have sent me friends requests, and I've accepted a friend's request, and I've never bloody heard of them again. It's strange, really strange. McLaren F1 race. Ed, I got some weird old Thai woman replying to other people's comments on my post. She's nuts. Now, funnily enough, I put a comment. It was not a friend's post. It was another post. What was it all about? Oh, it was one of these posts which, they ask you the question, and whatever, and you answer the question there. Oh, yeah, it was about a burger. It was about a burger. A big hamburger with loads of cheese, and and the question was, what do you thought? What do you first think of when you see this picture? And I put heart attack. That was my answer to it. And it's one of those posts that has it's knocking around Facebook. It's got millions of likes and views and all the comments, all this kind of stuff. And on my comment, my little comment, I just put the words heart attack. That's what it looks like to me. And this woman, an American woman, supposedly, posted on my comment, "Hi Ed, I'd like to be friends with you. Please send me a friend's request." I know that's unusual. If you comment on someone else, that's on a public post, and someone says, "I'd like to be," why? I mean, she doesn't know me. She doesn't know me really. She'd like to be friends with me. So I looked at her profile and what she was all about, and she had 4 friends on Facebook. And they were all guys who had faces like bloody. They were all guys in the 50s, 60s who looked like miserable bastards, even more miserable than I look. She didn't have any woman friends or anything, and she or anything like that. I looked at it, and then she sent me another. I don't know if I pressed something, but she sent me another message. "Hi, Eddie, send me a friend's request." I thought, this is suspicious. It seems to be unusual activity. And why does this woman, who's obviously very, very friend, why does she only have 4 Facebook friends? And they're all sour-faced, miserable-looking guys around about my age. Something suspicious about that. Paul Hoskin. I can't get anyone on Grindr or Tinder. Don't worry, when you're out in Thailand, you do plenty of grinding. Capo 17. I've seen families using Facebook to argue publicly. I don't use Facebook. Oh yeah, come on. Don't you think that's funny? That come on, I bet you have a bloody good laugh about that. You bastard! A brother like you. Call yourself a brother, you bastard. And you went and shagged my wife, you bastard. Oh, come on. Don't you love stuff like that? You just love it. Oh, okay. That's Facebook at its best, that is. Whittaker Winsterley, eventually on Facebook, everyone starts arguing. Absolutely, yeah. Okay, yeah, fair enough. It's funny though. It's funny though, isn't it? It's funny. What I haven't got time with, I mean, some people are just itching for an argument on Facebook. You know, you post a comment and they say, I don't like you're this, that, and the other. I want you to reply. And when they want you to reply, it's because these people have got nothing better to do. I mean, I'll check out Facebook if there's something that amuses me. I'd want to message someone. But as for bloody arguing and you know, on a Facebook post, I've got nothing to gain from that. And these people, they've got nothing better to do. They've really, I've got better things to do. They haven't. Let's see. Let's all be serious. The top girls are expensive, but the rest of whatever you are, and they're okay with okay. All right, fine. Let me just see here. Mister, I follow some young booties on Facebook. I'm instantly suspicious of them. I mean, yeah, you know, I'm a 60-year-old man, but a face like a bloody, you know, a sour-faced look about me. You know, a young, hot young lady who wants to make friends with me. I'm instantly suspicious. I'm thinking she's just after money. It's a scam. It's probably not even a woman. It's probably a bloke. But unfortunately, there's a lot of gullible people out there. I've had it tried on with me. And the thing is, if these scammers, if they try it on with 100 people, then 99% of these people might be wise, but there's always one who you know, is going to fall for it. Crypto slacker. Lol, I suspect anyone having meeting assume they're a nut job if they request on Facebook. Okay. Frederick, lots of scam coming from out of Nigeria. Well, I got a request the other day, a friend's request from a Nigerian man, and I looked at his profile pic, and he was from Nigeria. And you know, why would he want to be friends? Maybe it's quite possible. It's possible that he might have seen me on YouTube. I mean, I've actually met people from African countries who've recognised me. You know, even in the Philippines. Edward, I watch you on YouTube. I've seen you on YouTube. You know, I've actually met them. So, but yeah, that's what I think as well. I do believe in fairies. They're weirdos on Facebook, not like us well-adjusted lads on YouTube. Kevin A, let's all be serious. The top girls are expensive, but the rest of whatever you are, and okay with okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. I know he said, man, I got told I look like Johnny Vegas. Johnny, I like Johnny Vegas. He's in Benidorm, and he lost a lot of weight, didn't he? It was funny. Johnny Vegas is bloody cool. You know, if you look at him when he's in when he's in Benidorm, cool, funny guy. Wildcat 66, bar fines in Pattaya are a joke for lads looking for female company. Different bar fines for gentlemen of a different persuasion. Much cheaper, 300 to 500 baht in Jom TM complex. Crazy prices. Okay, thanks for that. Yogi Bear, Ed, Facebook is more intrusive than girls in the Philippines. They want to know the ins and outs of a duck's backside. Oh, okay, absolutely. Well, you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer them. I mean, if any Facebook friend makes any suggestion to me or asks a personal question, I just ignore them. And if they persist, then I'll just ignore them. I'll bloody block them eventually. You know, I blocked one person who said he recognized me from YouTube. I did block him from Facebook because I accepted his friend's request, and he showed me some bloody. He started bombarding me with my messenger with all kinds of videos which I haven't got time to watch and all kinds of stuff. But one of the he started doing some inappropriate bloody pictures. He started sending some inappropriate pictures. I didn't like the look of them, and also he sent me one of them where a popular comedian. He actually said, "I will send you this little video because I think you'll like this, Ed." A popular comedian was doing this little sketch, and he sent me a little couple of minutes video. And basically, what the video was a popular comedian, a comedian I actually quite like, was basically taking the mickey out of deaf people, mimicking deaf people, and poking. It was on stage, making a mockery of deaf people. And to be honest with you, no, I didn't. I didn't like that at all. I mean, I'm all for freedom of speech, but I think mocking disabled people is not good at all. That's totally out of order. And he sent me another couple. That's bloody blocked me. Yeah, I think you've got something wrong with you, mate. You have something bloody wrong with you. Let's see. McLaren F1 race. Ed, if you respect the nature of the beast being Facebook, it is a great dating tool if you're careful and keep your guard up. Okay, I wouldn't date anyone from Facebook. I wouldn't do that. But okay, that's wise words anyway, Clive. Thanks for that. Crypto slacker Rob. If you had someone on Facebook, will know way too much information about it. I know when you're on holidays and rob you blind. I mean, this is it. You see, I mean, I have a YouTube channel, and everyone knows that I'm off to Thailand next year. But I have to cover my tracks because there's always going to be a nutter out there. There's always going to be a nutter out there somewhere, isn't there? I get people who send me messages saying, I'll meet up with you and whatever. Tell me which hotel you're staying in. That could be a bloody nutter for all I know. I don't know that person personally. So really, I mean, absolutely. Sandra Taylor, all my friends in Facebook, I know that's a good way to be. And especially if you're a woman, then obviously you've got to you consider your own personal safety even more. So good for you, Sandra. That's very, very wise, very wise. Bend over. Just a surveillance tool, scroll. Okay. Sometimes you can have a laugh. I mean, what do I like about Facebook? I like the messenger. Well, there's certain people, I do enjoy messaging. And sometimes if I know people personally, I like the post. Even if I've never met the people personally, I like some of their posts. And maybe they like some of mine. It's a little bit of fun. As long as you have a mistrust of it. Like Clive says, don't if you understand the nature of the beast, and don't trust it. Jock Martins, it's all a load of bollocks, this Facebook and Twitter. It's all. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Twitter. Is there any? Because I did actually log into Twitter once, but I never really used it. I think it's more for celebrities, that isn't it? So I don't really do that. I tend to know where I am with Facebook. Fred, most of the world uses Facebook as if it's all there is to the internet. Okay. Ben Davies, how old are you, Eddie? I'm 60 years old. Let's see. Barry Kerr said, yes, that's how demented some women in the West are, Eddie. Okay, absolutely. Have I fallen behind in the chat here? Paul Hoskin, I keep getting messages from women who tell me I'm only 3 miles away. Oh, are these these the women, fancy an FUCK. I'm only 3 miles away. I'll come. I've seen those. Hey, do you know something? There is a website, an app you get on your mobile phone. A good friend of mine showed me this, and it's basically FUCK buddies. Okay. And basically, what it is, like, you post your picture if you want an FUCK, okay? And there's a girl, well, not a girl, she's a woman. She's probably about she's probably about 45 now. Anyway, not a bad looking woman. And she's well known around the area. That's a nice girl. She used to work in bars and she knows all the bar stuff. She used to manage bars and pubs and all this. And she's well known in the local area. She's got lots of friends and everything. And funnily enough, my friend showed me this. He said, "You know that bird, don't you?" And he said her name. I said, yeah, I know you're talking to. She drinks and she used to manage this pub and that pub and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know her. He said, have you seen this? And he pulled out his mobile phone up with this FUCK buddies. And then that's her wearing the basque. She actually posted herself on online, looking for a quickie and all that. I thought, my God, I just didn't think she was the type. I just didn't think she was the type because the thing is, it's not as if she's a lonely person. She's got loads and loads of friends and she knows loads of people. And she's very, very well known in the local community and all of that. So it kind of took me about why the hell does she need to post herself on there looking for a quickie? I don't understand it. But maybe it's because some people get to a certain age and certain stages, like, well, they're just tired of all the bullshit. Maybe she's been unlucky in love or she doesn't trust anyone and maybe she doesn't trust men anymore. Can't blame her. Maybe she just doesn't trust anyone and she's not interested in anything else in a relationship. Maybe she's had some bad relationships and she's not interested in a relationship. So all she wants is a bloody quickie or maybe a lot of quickies. It just seems surprising. And I thought to myself, all these people who know this woman, what will they think of it if they see that? Well, I don't know, maybe they're on it as well. I don't know. Just surprised, really, to see it on there. Let's see. Harold Betterson. Facebook friends are basically the local gossip sipping mild in the pub. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, a lot of gossip. I mean, the thing is, it has its moments, though. It does have its moments. I mean, on another group, that one over 50s group I was on, some bloke posted there, posted something. He said, "Listen, I'm an ex-fireman. I need some advice." I met a woman on Facebook. I've never met her before, but basically she's the kind of woman that I want. I've never met her in person. So what I've decided to do is to leave me wife and kids, and I'm going to move in with this woman I met on Facebook. Well, you can imagine that people on that just absolutely bloody tore them apart. You idiot. It has its moments. It does have its moments. Cats and Good Coffee. I read that Meta, name for the Facebook company now, is considering to terminate their services in Europe because the EU does not allow them to collect as much personal data as they would like. Okay, that's interesting. Joe, some use Facebook as a popularity contest. Once they get a certain number of followers, friends, they try to use this to get free stuff. Okay. Sandra Taylor, Eddie, Steve said, lend us a fiver. Okay. Right now, basically, Sandra is a fella is called Steve. Now, the other week, I mentioned something about names. Which name do you not trust very much? And I've had bad experiences with Steves. Every friend I've ever had who's called Steve, everyone I've known called Steve, they're always people who want to bloody borrow money off you. I'm sure your Steve is very, very nice, Sandra. I'm sure he's a nice guy. It's just the ones that I've met personally, Clive, I have 3 accounts, one family, an old school friend's account, a backup account for when I get a 30-day posting ban, and a Southeast Asia account for what? Well, that's it. But doesn't it get a bit confusing, mate? You see, 3 accounts. You see that'll confuse me. That would, but it's a good idea anyway. Wildcat 66, where's my mate David Cole? I don't know, maybe he's in Toronto. Maybe he's having a night out or whatever, or a day out. Maybe if the weather's nice there, maybe he's sitting at the riverside having a nice cold beer. Wanderer 299. I had that burger message. I said it reminded me of gonorrhea, the dripping yellow cheese. Good answer. Joe, the bars in Pattaya normally have a Facebook account to advertise their girls. Yeah, a couple of the, I've logged into a Facebook you know, for a couple of bars in Cambodia and you know, wherever. Frederick, Cambridge Analytica was collecting all of this data to construct psychological profiles. That's why I bailed on Facebook. Right now, that's interesting, that, because one thing that you should never respond to, I'm sure you know most of you will agree with this, when you get certain questions, you get posts, don't you? Saying, you know, how old are you? Are you this age or that age? Okay. And it seems fairly innocuous. Some of them on here just said to me, how old am I? I just said, I'm 60. No secret about that. Nobody's secret about that. But the thing is, when you get these things on Facebook saying how, you know what month were you born, then if you get a few posts like that, you get the feeling someone is compiling information on you that they could, you know, use the target to sell to, you know, they could sell your data to other people, you know, other agencies. So you do have to be careful of that. Dickie B. Evening, Eddie. Just booked hotels in Koh Chang for a week in January. First time around. I've had a few days in Kai Bay on your recommendation. Okay, yeah, thanks for that. That was my fourth visit to Koh Chang, and I was there under, you know, not very good circumstances, because it was obviously with the lockdowns. Well, it wasn't lockdown, but there was the restrictions early this year. But Kai Bay wasn't in full swing when I was there. But I would like to see it when it is in full swing. Really, really nice place. Lovely beach. Look like there's plenty going on in that town. So, yeah, good for you. You never know. I might even see it out there, Jackie. Nice to hear from you. David Coleman. Jesus, I'm late tonight, Eddie. I was out all day. It got cold there. Oh, someone was just asking about you. Someone was just asking about you, David. Cheers. Nice to hear from you, David. Nice to hear from you. Hope you had a good day, mate. Daniel Kelly. I'm told I look like a young David Essex. David Essex. It was. Well, whatever happened to David Essex? Didn't he end up on EastEnders? Chuck Martin's bar fines in Pattaya, my ass. Okay. He'd want to bar fine your ass. I wouldn't. But I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. But Clan F1 race have had loads of dodgy pics of women. Okay. David Coleman, I only post rants about religion and politics on my Facebook page. Then I get kicked off. Okay. I only post rants about religion and politics on my face. Then I get kicked off. Okay. Good for you, mate, anyway. But I mean, do you gain anything from that? Do you gain? I mean, is there any creativity in Facebook? I mean, you know, I mean, you can create things in YouTube. I mean, you know, I have millions of views on my other channel. I create things, and I like the creativity of it. But is there any creativity in Facebook at all? I can't really say any. A lot of people who post things, you know, and you may think, Jesus, that's funny, that's clever. They probably nicked it from someone else. What Wanderer 299. John Lennon used to be terrible with his disabled impersonations. Now, do you know something? I seen a video. It was way back when the Beatles, I think they were at the Command Performance in the early 60s, early to mid 60s. And I must admit, I was quite bloody shocked with John Lennon with doing, you know, an impersonation of handicapped people. I thought, my God Almighty, that actually shocked me. And that was an old black and white film. Oh, that was bloody awful. That was maybe. I mean, you know, he was a young man, a young reckless, and you know, I mean, he wasn't fully mature then. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's the old saying, you know, he who is without sin, let him cast the first stone. Or as I like to say, He was never made a knobhead of himself. May he cast the first knob. But I did see that film on the stage with John Lennon doing. Oh my God, that's bloody dreadful. Even at that age, he should have known better. But let's see. Daniel Kelly, Eddie, all my videos I send on Facebook, don't it? Well, I can't remember. There was someone who did send some videos, and he, he's like as if he was pushing it. Oh, bloody hell, mate! Just blocked him. I just blocked him. Paul Hoskin is a question: who gossips the most, men or women? I think they're both as bad as each other, aren't they? David Coleman, TikTok is terrible. It's run by the Chinese Communist Party. I've never used that. Never used it. Mr. Twitter is so troublesome. Well, I logged into Twitter years ago and never actually got around to using it. Delayed Dave, nice to hear from you, mate. Evening, I'm all late for the stream. What did I miss? Nothing spectacular. We're talking a little bit about Facebook right now and whether we can trust it or not. Let's see. David Coleman, the top phone sex girl in America turned out to be, yeah, absolutely. He said, man, trust your gut and you rarely be wrong, okay? Yeah, absolutely. Gaz77, just sat on a toilet in a Portuguese bar having a pill. I'll take a picture of it when I'm done. I'll just leave the, whatever. I think we've had that one. Joe, websites steal people's pictures and use it to advertise their site. Yeah, there's one that I keep getting with Jeremy Clarkson's face on it, and and all this, and they had what's his name, Martin Lewis, and all kinds of stuff. It's a pity that the law seems slow and catching up with these people. David Coleman, I met somebody in Toronto on Plenty of Fish. Amazing. Most are so lonely. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, plenty of. I think they have a website here like that where here as well. Most are so lonely. I mean, would you ever do anything like that? I wouldn't. I just don't think it's my thing. Delay, Dave. Anyone else? Pissed around, whatever. Okay. So here's a question for you. I mean, some of the admin, some bloke who was about 60 years old. He was the head man on this Facebook, this over 50 side. He posted a question. Bear in mind he's in England as I am, and he posted a question about what is the furthest you've ever been to meet a Facebook friend. That was his question. And it was a good question, but he actually went to meet some woman. And bear in mind, he's already married. He's a carer for his wife. He actually went to Australia, Melbourne, to meet another woman, a Facebook friend, as he put it. I don't know. I think he was on. I think he thought he was on for a quick shag. He actually went to Melbourne to Australia, and some people, mentioned, went, this, that, and the other. And my answer to that question was, I wouldn't cross the bloody road to meet a Facebook friend, unless, of course, it was someone I knew. So, he'd never actually met this one before, and yet he's prepared to go from England to Australia to actually meet her. Jock Martins, Koh Chang is grand for a week. Yeah, it's an island, a lovely island. I am told Ancestors decided to sell DNA data to China. Go figure out what. Oh, that's never trust it. Don't give your data out. It's okay the occasional one. If somebody said to me, "What's your date of birth?" I'll say, "Piss off." You know what I mean? That's, I'm 60 years old. I don't make any secret of that. But when people repeatedly ask you various questions, be careful because they are trying to compile information about you. Delayed Dave, where's Gaz 77 tonight? Has he found some granny's knickers to stick on his head? He's in the chat. He's in the chat, being as vulgar as ever. Nick Ross, they sell your data on YouTube too. They all do it. Yeah. It's about sinister people around. Wildcat 66. Eddie, what's your take on the beer garden? I love it. Great food and shelter. It makes you realise you're at Sully and Pattaya. Well, I've actually done a video a few years ago on the beer garden. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Great location. The only problem with it is that they've got that raw sewage pipe very, very close. But then I wouldn't swim in the water there in Pattaya anyway. But yeah, the beer garden, it's always been one of the old stalwarts of Pattaya. Yeah, I wouldn't bother with the women there. I mean, they've got like those beer mats, haven't they? Chilling, looking, and all that. I'd always put it as chilling because when I go in the beer garden, I'm not going there to cop off. I'm going there to have a nice meal and a nice environment. Yeah, great place, great place. Let's see. Frederick, the Orange Menace was doing disabled impersonation at this. Really, I never knew that. Nick Ross, never use your real name or any other real details on any internet media site. Well, maybe I'm naive, but I use my real name on my other channel. That's my real name. I mean, let's face it. Would you, if you were going to use a black name, would you come up with something as crap as that? And I use it on Facebook as well. But maybe I'm wrong in doing that. But that's the way my real name is out there now. David Coleman, John Lennon was an evil prick sometimes. Maybe. Nick Ross, the day of the bar fine will soon be over. Will soon be over. Well, at those bloody extortionist prices, maybe you're right there. Let's see. David Coleman, Nick Ross, the stuff the Beatles did in Hamburg. Wow. Yeah. Well, that's a good. Geez, imagine being a young lad. How old were they when they went to Hamburg? 18, 19, something like that. Imagine being that age and taking your band to Hamburg. Oh, that must have been a bloody. I've been to Hamburg. They must have had some fun out there. Jock Martins, when I was walking around Bogota in June, I trusted no one. Good decision. It was dodgy enough. Absolutely. Daniel Kelly, whatever happened to Jeff Carter? Jeff Carter, he will be back. I mean, Jeff Carter was the first Thai vlogger that I started watching years ago, and it was great. I think he pioneered a lot of this stuff. He'll be back. He'll be back. And I've never met him, but he will be back in he'll be back in Thailand pretty soon, and he'll be making some videos again. Yeah, great, absolutely. I look forward to seeing his videos. Frederick, beer garden on Soy 7 in Bangkok is a great place. Runs hot and cold. The beer garden in Soy 7 in Bangkok, is that the place? See, earlier this year, I made a couple of videos of that place. Earlier this year, when everywhere else was closing at about bloody 11 o'clock at night, that place there that you mentioned, that was still open and it was lively and it was a good place. That was the best place to be in Bangkok early this year, better than Soi 4. It was a good place. So yeah, I liked it there. Gaz 77. I've always wanted to take a selfie with a cucumber at my bum while I wear a dress and dirty knickers on my head. I'm sure that'll be easy for you, mate. Yogi Bear, it makes me laugh when women put a great big meal pic on Facebook, then they're saying how much weight they're putting on. I know some people on Facebook post pictures of the dinner, don't they? And it's all, it looks nice there and all that. But what are you posting a picture? Is that creative, is it? Posting a picture of your dinner? I am tilt. The moment tested DNA onwards because they're trying to compile global database. Okay. Cats are good coffee. A popular scam is a chick contacts you via Facebook. She convinces you you have a video call. In a video call, she asks you to show it. Oh, a popular scam is the chick contacts you via Facebook. She convinces you to have a video call. In the video call, she asks you to show her your penis. Then she blackmails you. Pay pay all of your Facebook contacts will see. So you know what? I wouldn't be bloody bothered. I mean, the hell want to look at my bloody cucumber anyway? Who the hell would want to look at that? I mean, and the fact is, if you just show her that, how's she going to prove that it's you? How's she going to prove that it's you? Unless she's like, you know, you have to, you're going to put your tallywhacking in front of your face or something and say, "This is mine." How's she going to prove it? Who cares? Oh my God! And you get these people, don't you? You do get some wacko men who send dick pics, to women. As a picture of my manly bit. Oh, for Christ's sake! For Christ's sake! McLaren F1 race. I was called CJ for a while on my rogue Facebook account to avoid the ex-wife. Okay. Wildcat 66. I still have a landline and love scam baiting these people from India. They eventually realize and tell me I'm a bad person. Me, a bad person. Okay. Nick Ross. I hate islands. Alcatraz is an island. No, Alcatraz is a bloody prison. Nick Ross knows you can do about it, Eddie. There's one born every minute. I mean, if you like Clive McLaren said, understand the nature of the beast and you'll be all right. Just never trust anyone. I think, if you can make friends with people on Facebook, then, I mean, I can't really see how they're going to get real details out of you unless you let them, Daniel Kelly. Eddie, will you be visiting the Bamboo Bar? That was never actually one for me. Apparently, some nice freelancing there. That was never actually one of my favourite bars there. But I didn't really see it. I think I did go in there once or twice, but I didn't really see anything really, really special about it. Esan, man, people are they right now? When was the last time you wrote anything and joined up writing? I've just signed me name. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, sometimes I do notes and things, I do notes and whatever. And I write in block capitals. I hardly write anything. Tinks, you should have been crafty and called your other channel Sweat with Weenie, okay? Nick Ross, yes, Eddie, you're naive. Yeah, are you quite sure of that? Come on, mate. I've traveled so many countries in South America and other, load, Asia and other places. Never been robbed. Except I got pickpocketed once in bloody Saigon for $20, but that was about it. Never been robbed. Never been, fallen into any scam. Never been caught in a tourist trap. Never been ripped off or anything like that. And you say that I'm naive. I don't think so, mate. I think I'm pretty streetwise, really. Let's see, David Coleman. Eddie, why do you stay in the centre of the tyre and not stay right on the beach? I don't understand it. Well, the centre of a tyre isn't very far from the beach. Really is. It's not very far from the beach. I mean, I can walk it. I mean, I can walk. I walk for miles and miles and miles every day when I'm abroad. I'm staying, and plus the beach in Pattaya is not very nice. I mean, you've got the beach, but I wouldn't go in that water anyway. I can see the beach whenever I want, really. I mean, it's no big deal, really. Yogi Bear. Send her a picture. You can see it. Okay. Barry KFC. I never understood this. I mean, but apparently some fellas do that. Yeah, you know, they befriend a woman on Facebook. Next minute, do you want to see a picture of this? Do you? I mean, well, I'd ask her first. I'd ask her first, and I still wouldn't do it. Nick Ross, the Reaper Barn. Great days when I worked there in the shipyard there. Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like the Reaper Barn. Okay. What have we got now? Okay. John Mitz, nice to hear from you, John. I have a pseudonym on Facebook, which I use to connect with Thai bar girls to arrange meetups, thus avoiding bar fines and lady drinks. Works a charm. I thought I thought I was as tight as Jesus Christ. Good for you, John. Good for you. Good for you, mate. Good for you. That's good advice. That John Mitz, I have a pseudonym on Facebook which I use to connect with Thai bar girls to arrange meetups. Thus avoid bar fines and lady drinks. Works a charm. You can learn a lot from John Mitz. Nice to hear from you anyway. Rev. Martin W. Rev. Who's Rev? Who the hell's Rev? Who's Rev? What's Rev all about? What is this? It was this Rev. Trevor Random Rev. Who is this Rev? What is this Rev? What is this Rev? What is this Rev? Rex. Rev. I don't know what the hell Rev. I don't know what Rev is. I haven't got a bloody clue what that is. I've been revved. What is the hell is revved? Somebody please tell me. Somebody please tell me. What is this? Rev's Holy Army. Who the hell is Rev's Holy Army? Never heard. What is Rev? I've got a bloody clue what you're talking about. I've got a bloody clue what you're saying. What is all this crap? What's all this crap? Okay. Oh, so there's some idiots invading the chat here. Some idiots in chat. I don't know all these people who all these people are. I don't know the bloody hell these people are here. Who were all these people here? And where of all? Okay. Daniel Kelly. I missed the days when I got tons of love letters. Okay. Cheers. Thanks for that. Now, what is this? Is there some silliness going on? There is some silliness here. Okay. Let me see. I'm only going to mention names of people who I actually know. Capo 17. Ed, in the city near me, punters coming out of massage parlours, photographed and followed home. Then the squeeze starts. Okay, massage. But if anyone ever bloody photographed me coming out of a massage parlour in Thailand, if they photographed me, I'd say, let's see what the hell. I'd smile for it. Who cares? I don't give a bloody damn. I wouldn't give a damn. Who cares? Let me see now. Okay, we've got a bit of silliness going on. I don't know what this rev is all about. I haven't got a bloody clue what this rev is all about. I haven't got a bloody clue what this is all about. So I'm only going to mention names that I'm familiar with. There's a bit of silliness going on. Let me see now. Jock Martins. Great thing about Pattaya, the beach always comes to you when you stay on Bacau. When it rains, okay. I wouldn't. But all the years been going to Pattaya, I've never ever been to that beach. Let me see now. We've got a bit of silliness going on here. I don't know what the hell this is. Okay, let's see. Anyway, let's see. Let me see now. Okay. So any familiar names, okay? There's a lot of different names here. Yeah. McLaren F1 Spammer. Let's see, okay. Okay. Well, I'm coming to the end of the screen, man, because I've been on for 2 hours now. And it hasn't been such a bad little yeah, Alan H. Blocked them out. They've got no school in the morning. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Matthew Cartwright, Mum's basement dwells in it. I don't know who all these people are. I don't know what the hell they're going on about. I don't really care. But anyway, David Coleman, someone's attacking your side. What a silliness, anyway. Bunch of bloody, what is this? Okay. There you go, Matthew Cartwright. Never seen so many people get excited about repeating the same word. Try and get laid, lads. Okay. Let's see. David Coleman. Eddie, there's a bot after you. I think. Okay. Well, what else? See, what's this? Ichigo. What's with all this rev bollocks? I don't know. Well, a bunch of wankers. All of those people who were sending messages trying to do this, you're all a bunch of wankers. That's what you are. You got nothing better to do. I've had a great little chat. We've been on for 2 hours now. Nice Saturday night, great little community. And obviously somebody's bloody jealous of it. Somebody's jealous of it. McLaren F1. McLaren F1. Cheers, Eddie. Forget the bot, dickheads. Great stream. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Matthew Cartwright. They seem to have left Eddie. It's because I call them all out. I call them all wankers. David Coleman, I'm going to stay at a hotel right on Beach Road, but all the places have pools. Well, I don't worry about a swimming pool because, to be honest with you, with the swimming pool, I never get around to using them, so it doesn't really mean to me. So I'm going to grab a little bit of ice. I'll be back in a secondo. Okay. I could have finished, but I wouldn't want to finish on a negative note like that. I wouldn't want to finish on a negative note. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Okay. Gordon's alive. Lovely stuff. Okay. Yeah, with David Coleman. I'm going to say the hotel right in Beach Road, but all the places have pools. Well, I do hotel reviews, and I say, "Oh, look, lovely swimming pool." I never get around to using them. I don't know why, but if you want to stay on beach, it depends what you want, mate. I mean, I like staying in the town centre. I like staying around the Sober Cow area, simply because the beauty about staying in the Sober Cow area is that under normal circumstances, where all the bars are rocking and rolling, you can have a sleep in the evening. You can go out at 11 o'clock at night and have a bloody good night there on. So that's the beauty of it. Barry KFC, get the private investigator after him. Okay, Jock Martins. Matthew Cartwright made me realize that outside this group, the internet is full of wankers. Yeah, there are a lot of wankers. There are a lot of wankers out there. Ichigo, get Jeff Rake on the case, okay? Jet Hopper, what a bunch of wank stains them lot with. Yeah, I agree. Nick Ross, Eddie, check out when you have time. Jaron Lania, he's on YouTube. We'll explain all the Facebook garbage. Okay, thanks for that. Jock Martins. Anyway, stay and do what it's all about, okay? McLaren F1 race, like. Okay? Like. Okay. Yogi Bear. I like to stay a little away from the noise, just if you want some peace sometimes. I mean, the thing is in Pattaya, if I want peace when I'm in Pattaya, then I go somewhere else. I mean, I go somewhere other. When I'm in Pattaya, that is a place where I want to, you know, live it up a bit. Really live it up a bit. I mean, that's the idea. But I if you want to stay, but it depends what you like. I mean, it depends what you like. But I mean, I'd stay. I used to stay in a hotel that was close to Walking Street because Walking Street is great. That's before I discovered Cyber Cow. But let's see. David Coleman. Everybody says the Natural Beach Hotel in Jomtien is really good for the money. I watched some videos on YouTube. Great for only £25. Which is the Natural Beach Hotel in Jomtien? It's really good. See, the problem with Jomtien is that's a bit out of the way of it's a bit out of the way of Pattaya, really, isn't it? Walking Street and all of that. Only $25 a night. There's one hotel, that Art Deco hotel. I think it's called the Waves Hotel. It's on Pattaya beachfront, and I wandered in there. I thought, I wouldn't mind making a video of this place. So I wandered in there, and the price, I said, how much is your hotel room? And the price they quoted was extortionate. I thought, no thanks, not for me. Okay, Nick Ross, put Jeff Reacher on the case. Okay. So I don't actually know what all those bots and all that claptrap what that claptrap was anyway. Wildcat 66, the Baywatch on Beach Road is very good value. Okay. So we've done that about Facebook. So we talked a little bit about Facebook. It's got its uses. It is useful. I mean, the thing is, everyone's cynical about Facebook. I'm cynical about it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's the biggest platform on social media, for keeping in touch with people and everything. And just it's good. You can use it. But be skeptical about making friends on it. There's 1,000 friends requests which I've never responded to, and I was wondering, is it going to be worth it? I might just skip through some of them one of these days and see which ones am I familiar with, or are they friends of good friends of other people who I know are decent people? You've got to be skeptical of it. Wildcat, the Baywatch on Beach Road is very good value. Okay. Jock Martins, Pattaya was great, no doubt back in the day for the average guy on a budget, but not now. McLaren F1 race, Score Beach Hotel is good, only around the corner from Tree Town. Score Beach Hotel is good, only around the corner from Tree Town. Okay. Nick Ross, Pattaya's been over for 20 years now. No, because I've been going there for 20 odd years, and it's definitely not over. I've had some great times in Pattaya. Mike, I'm in Bangkok now. Some lad says top mix nightclub. I go buy lady drinks for Sexy Colombian. I said, how much short time? She said 7,000 short time, 1 hour. I said, bye, have a good night. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's getting expensive. And yet there's still some people out there, who've never been to Pattaya or Thailand, and they still think everything's dirt cheap out there. Yeah, absolutely. Harvey Wisdom, nice to hear from you, Harvey. Eddie, the Bamboo Bar is reopened. Roger or Dodger? Well, I'd have to say Dodger because I don't really know that place. I know where it is, and I think I have been in there and had a couple of drinks there, but it's not really my type of place. I don't know if it's got a reputation as being one of the best places for freelancers and this kind of stuff, but it just hasn't really done it for me, to be honest with you, whenever I've been there. I own Tilt. Saw the film on Facebook and Zuckerberg. After watching, I came to the conclusion he is an absolute, yeah, okay. AG, Eddie, you have a fantastic memory. How do you remember all your holes? Well, I don't remember all of them, but I remember significant when something's really, really, really good. You remember it, absolutely, absolutely. And plus, I do have photographs. I do have some photographs there, knocking around somewhere. Nick Ross, real manga stopped going to Versailles 20 years ago. Okay. Mike, I was a heavy stoner for 10 years now. I wouldn't smoke it, but I get a 3 ounce tomorrow. Okay, fine. Okay, listen, we've been on for over 2 hours now anyway. Okay. Saturday evening, as you know, hasn't been most inspired, but we've had a little bit of a chat. We've had a little bit of a chat and whatever. I'll be back on Monday. I've got about another 5 weeks before I hit the road. So I'm doing my exercise, hoping to get in shape. And I'm sure many of you guys are planning on traveling pretty soon. So the big question is, will this year's peak season in Thailand be any good? We'll see. We'll see. The world is facing a lot of challenges right now. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. So anyway, in the meantime, I will say good night. Good night, everyone. I'll be back on Monday. I'll be back on Monday, 10 o'clock on this channel anyway. So have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely sunny. I'll see you Monday at 10 o'clock. Cheers.